The Haka Games, a spectacle of desperation, a carnival of carnage, 1,056 souls, each with a number, each with a dream, all lured to a remote island by the promise of unimaginable wealth. The price? Their lives. The Haka Games are not for the faint of heart, they are a brutal test of survival, where only one can emerge victorious. The air crackled with tension, the ground itself seemed to hum with fear. The players, a sea of faces pale and drawn, awaited their fate. Among them were Haka, Cutestar and Lukman. Their reasons for participating were as varied as their backgrounds, but they shared one desperate hope: to survive. The rules were simple yet deadly. 6 games, 6 chances to live or die. The first game, green light, red light, a childhood game twisted into a nightmare. A giant doll, its eyes glowing an eerie red, stood at the end of the field. Its voice, amplified by hidden speakers, boomed across the arena.
Green light!
The players surged forward, a wave of desperation washing over them. Each step was a gamble, each breath a prayer. Haka, his heart pounding in his chest, kept his eyes glued to the doll. He had to survive. For his family, for himself.
I can't die here. I have to see them again.
Cutestar, her normally cheerful demeanor replaced by a mask of fear, clung to the hope of seeing her loved ones again. Lukman, a stoic calm masking his inner turmoil, relied on his instincts, honed from years of hardship.
Stay calm, just stay calm.
Red light!
The doll's voice echoed like a death knell. The players froze, their bodies contorted in mid-stride. The slightest movement, the shallowest breath, could mean the end. Haka, his muscles screaming in protest, held his breath. He could see the finish line tantalizingly close, just a little further.
Please, just a miracle. I can't die here, not now.
Cutestar, tears streaming down her face, prayed for a miracle. She couldn't die here, not now. Lukman, his eyes scanning the field, noticed a pattern in the doll's movements. There was a rhythm to the madness.
There's a pattern. I can do this.
The air was thick with the metallic tang of blood. Those who failed to heed the doll's command were ruthlessly eliminated. Gunshots rang out, each one a life extinguished. The ground was littered with bodies, their green tracksuits stained crimson. Haka, emboldened by a surge of adrenaline, pushed himself harder. Cutestar, her fear giving way to a strange sense of detachment, followed close behind. Lukman, using his observations, navigated the deadly game with calculated precision. Section 4, Red Light, A Grim Harvest. As the game progressed, the initial 1,056 players were whittled down. The field, once teeming with life, was now a graveyard of broken dreams. The sweet scent of freshly cut grass was overpowered by the stench of death.
I made it, for now.
Haka, his body battered and bruised, stumbled across the finish line. He had made it, for now.
I survived, but at what cost?
Cutestar, her legs giving way beneath her, collapsed onto the blood-soaked grass. She had survived, but at what cost?
Just another stroll in the park.
Lukman, his face impassive, walked across the line as if he had just completed a leisurely stroll. The survivors, less than half their original number, looked at each other with a mixture of relief and horror. The true nature of the Haka Games was now horrifyingly clear. This was not a game of chance, it was a fight for survival. Section 5, The Face of Death, Player 001. Amidst the carnage, one figure remained an enigma. Player 001, an old man, seemingly frail and harmless. Yet there was a glint in his eyes, a knowing smile that sent chills down the spines of the other players.
He moved with an unnerving grace, unaffected by the chaos that swirled around him. Some whispered that he was the game master, the puppet master pulling the strings of this macabre spectacle. Others believed he was a harbinger of death, his presence a curse upon the players. Whatever the truth, one thing was certain: Player 001 was not to be trusted.
The Haka Games had only just begun. Green light, red light was merely the first taste of the horrors that awaited. Only the strongest, the most cunning, would survive. And in this twisted game of life and death, there were no second chances.